Welcome one and all, I'm Alexis, aka The Soft Reader, and I'm here today to do my TBR for the Spookathon. For those of you who don't know, Spookathon is running from the 16th of October to the 22nd, and it is hosted by Pages, Shannon, Bookerly, and Books and Lala. And this is probably my favorite readathon. I participated in it last year, had a great time, so of course I'm participating again this year. And I've got a pretty exciting TBR set up, so I'll go ahead and tell you guys what I'll be reading. The first challenge is to read a thriller, and for that I will be reading Final Girls by Riley Sager. I've been saving this book since I first got it in July till I could read it in October, and I'm so excited. This is like a slasher film book, basically, where it follows these girls called the Final Girls. They're the only living survivors of like a tragedy. And basically they find out somebody's hunting Final Girls down, and so I've heard mixed things about this one, but I'm gonna go into it with high hopes that I'll really like it. The next challenge is to read a book with a spooky word in the title, and for that I have Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. My spooky word is murder. Guys, this was the hardest challenge for me to meet because I kept looking at books that I would be interested in reading, and none of them had spooky words in the title. Like, they had books that the whole title was spooky, but none of them were like a spooky word in the title, so I'm gonna go with the Murder on the Orient Express. This was on my October TBR anyway because I wanted to reread it. If I get to it during the readathon, that'll be awesome. If not, I still have the rest of October to get to it. The next one is to read a book based on a childhood fear, and this is another book that I might potentially be rereading during the Spookathon, and that is The Forest of Hands and Teeth by Carrie Ryan. This follows our main character, Mary, who exists in a gated community in the forest, surrounded on all sides by zombies. And so clearly my childhood fear was zombies. I was absolutely terrified of zombies as a kid, and honestly, between me and the entirety of the internet, I didn't grow out of my fear of zombies until I was like a senior in high school. So it was like a fear for a long time. And so yeah, I actually have already read this, but I recently had said in a video where I talked about books I wanted to reread that I really wanted to reread this, so I went ahead and decided to put it on my Spookathon TBR, and hopefully I'll be able to get to it. The next one is to read a book with orange on the cover, and this one was also really hard because the only books I have with orange on the cover that are on my TBR that aren't books I've already read were really not spooky stuff. It was more a lot of fantasy and or in some cases contemporary. So I went ahead and picked a book that is kind of a tense read. It also has orange on the cover, and it's a really short book, and that is How I Live Now by Meg Rossoff. This is the movie tie-in edition. If you guys didn't know, there is a movie by the same name that is based on this book. This basically follows our main character who goes to live in the English countryside with some distant relatives of hers, and basically while she's there, World War III happens, and she gets separated from her family, and it's about her fighting her way back to them. I have already seen the movie, so I basically already kind of know what to expect from this one, but like I said, it's kind of a short book. The cover is mostly orange, so yes. The last book I'm going to mention is another one that was on my initial October TBR, and it fits the challenge to read a book with a spooky setting, and that is Bird Box by Josh Malerman. This basically follows a futuristic America in which there is some sort of creature or evil or presence that will kill you if you set your eyes on it. So it basically follows our main character and her two children as they are trying to traverse this land, not being able to see since they blindfolded themselves to protect them from this evil. All of the hosts of Spookathon have actually all read this and really enjoyed it, so I'm super excited to pick it up. I actually have the audiobook as well as a Kindle ebook version, so I might alter between those two, but I'm mostly planning to listen to this one on audiobook. But this one is probably top priority during Spookathon. I'm so excited for this one. Alright guys, so that was my TBR for the Spookathon. Please let me know if you guys are participating, what you're planning to read, and yeah, and I'll see you guys soon with another video. Bye!